Here is a summary of the challenge. You choose some aspect of your artwork that you would like to focus on for 365 days, that you can work on as a work in progress or a finished piece each day. Now, because that can be kind of daunting, that's why it includes a work in progress for whatever you can devote from your schedule, whether just a few minutes to work on a piece that you're going to work on over several days, or like I do, I have several size journals, like a 3 by 5 inch art journal that I may only be able to draw for 15 or 20 minutes in. I also have a 5 by 8 art journal, 9 by 12 inch, and for more long-term pieces, 12 by 16 inch 140-pound watercolor block pad for my mixed media art. Now when it comes to sharing, that's up to you, whether you'd like to share daily, every few days, or at least weekly. I share weekly every Monday on my YouTube channel, and then sometimes throughout the week on my Instagram. So if you'd like to know more details, please check the promo video link down below. And I hope you consider joining us if it's something it sounds that you might be interested. Thank you so much. Hello, greetings. For the update for the week of working during the week of March 16th, starting Monday, March 16th. So I started off with this one, which I'm very happy with, and inspired by Tamara LaPorte. I will link her website down below. And actually, I'm very happy with this because although I was inspired by her, it does not look much anything like her artwork at all. But I was inspired by the 3/4 view with the flowers and the hair. And I was happy that I was able, I tend to use I'm really a colorist. A colorist is really my signature. Being a colorist is my signature as an artist. It's my strength. And I was happy that I was able to, I've been more mindful of including more neutrals, like balancing vibrant colors with neutrals. And I feel like I did that right here. And that's not too much of a vibrant yellow. That's a more toned down yellow, and that just, I think, worked out very well. I did that with Tombow markers, Tombow water-soluble markers, or maybe they're called Tombow, I don't think they're called watercolor markers, but Tombow markers, and they're water-soluble. And a little bit of, just for the highlights, just a little bit of soft chalk pastel. So then here, I had played around with this same idea with last week with this one. I did it in the same technique of just laying colors down and then seeing if I can find if I could find a face in it. With this one, just laying colors all down, and then I found the face down here. But for this one, just so it wasn't planned ahead of time. It was like just laying colors down with water-soluble markers and blending them out with water and brushes and blending out the colors. Creativity is contagious, so I hope you will find inspiration on my channel. Discover ways that art can help you and make your life more beautiful. I'd love for you to join my channel by subscribing, and remember to tap the bell for notifications of future videos. Eventually I found this face in it. I saw this profile face, and then with the profile, actually after the profile face, I thought, oh well, praying hands would look very good with that. And then I added collage elements. Okay, then I was inspired by the artist Katrina Koltes, and I will link her website down below. She has a Facebook group that I'm involved in, but you can find that out through her website, and I will link that down below. And she, so I just was inspired, basically I was inspired by a bunch of her paintings and wanted to create this woman with a wolf, and I like it for spirit animals, like the spirit of the wolf is more what I'm interested in. But then I didn't like how she was leaning away. It looked like she was leaning away from the wolf. And then I was really happy with how I did the background. And her face is a little wonky because with my vision disability, it's actually harder for me to work smaller like this. It's easier for me to, like I showed you earlier, that this face that really was, well, the first one that I showed you, whatever, that first one that I showed you today, really was not wonky at all because it was big enough for me to see with my vision disability. But when I have to work really small like this, the face can get wonky. And I wasn't, and then at the end, like my drawing at the very beginning was correct and it was all right, but as I started painting it, then I could see it was leaning this way too much, which I think the hands, somehow the hands moved on me or something like that. And to me, it looked like she's scared, like the face, her look on her face almost looks like she's scared of the wolf. And then I was really unhappy with it, so I posted it in a Facebook group, and I got some feedback on it where they said, no, it doesn't look like some people said, no, that doesn't look like she's leaning, and then other people gave me suggestions on what I could do. But I went ahead and made this a larger image, so let me show that. Based on that, I did this one, 12 by 16 inch, 140-pound watercolor paper, mixed media, and it's mixed media, watercolor, and soft chalk pastels. And that's not watercolor paint, it's watercolor from Tombow markers and from the Arteza paintbrush pens. That and soft chalk pastels, I pretty much, that's the mixed media. And the maybe white Posca pen. But from this one, I made this one so that her hand, she was not leaning away from the wolf, and she's holding a mystical ball of spiritual light, which I was very happy with how that turned out. Oh, let's see, can you see the whole thing? Okay, let me move it up so you can see all of the wolf. And I'm pretty happy how this turned out, except the face, I'm not happy so much with the eyes. I think the eyes, no, they need work. Not so happy with the eyes. I'm very happy with everything else about it, but not so much her eyes. Nope. But I've been working hard, so. Okay, then, again, well, I'm inspired by two artists here. Anthony Gray at Grayscale Painting, and I will link his YouTube channel down below because I followed a tutorial. I followed a landscape tutorial with him and did the landscape, and then decided, well, I'm going to do a second interpretation of it, this time with a figure of a woman in it, and that's what this came out to be. But I'll show you right now. So this is on 12 by 16 inch, 140-pound watercolor paper, and this is acrylic paint. This is not mixed media. It's all acrylic paint. I followed his tutorial. That's Anthony Gray at Grayscale Painting. I'll link his YouTube channel down below. I followed one of his tutorials, and I really like this misty forest, and I really wanted to learn how to do it. He's really good at teaching step by step how to paint. And so I did that, and from there I decided, well, I want to add a female figure in there. So in my art journal, I used the techniques from him that I had learned but I interpreted this in soft chalk pastels, mixed media with a little bit Tombow markers and soft chalk pastel. And then I was not happy with how this ended up looking like snow. Like, I thought the fog was too thick. I don't know, like nothing was under it. I'm happy with everything about it. And well, because of my vision, I wasn't able to really get her face right. So then I go to digital art, my iPad digital art, and I'm going to show that right now after this image. I have to show that it's digital. And I was able to, because I can zoom up really big, I was able to fix the face the way I wanted it, fix her hand, and also make the fog look more foggy instead of snowy. And then I'm practicing parts of the face. Here's eyes. But I'm looking at a book. I bought a book from Amazon, which is this. I guess I'll link this down below too. It's by Campbell. I'd never heard of her before, but it caught my eye because it said, "Find your style." And I thought, oh my goodness, yeah. So right here, so I did eyes with, and here's a profile eye. Here's straight on, full on eyes with eyebrows. And then I leave it. Well, maybe I do have some room for just a little bit, maybe more 3/4 view, and maybe profile eyes. I can come back there with that. Here I left room so that I can come back with other views of the nose. This one was full straight on view, and here I'm practicing a profile. So I didn't do the ear, that's right. So profile, mouth, nose, and eyes. And then that's all for my art journal. And then I did a tutorial learning how to paint this mystical white wolf. This is all acrylic. Yep, that's all acrylic paint, not mixed media. This is 12 by 16 inch watercolor, 140 pound paper. And after I learned that, I said, well, I wanted to learn how to paint this white mystical wolf so that I could add a figure to it, a profile of a woman. So I added the profile of a woman, but I did it digitally, and I'm going to show that right now. Show that next image of how I add the profile of a woman right there. I ended the week being inspired again by the artist Katrina Koltes, and I'm on her Facebook group because she has a Facebook group to inspire people, and she put out a challenge. I don't know. No, she put out a free tutorial. She put out a free tutorial on intuitive painting. Intuitive painting. Well, it's actually kind of intuitive mixed media, and how we might express our feelings of how we're going through this time right now. And I am going to make a whole video on this, so look for that. I'm pretty sure it's going to be called Lockdown. That's the name of this painting. It's called Lockdown. I think that's going to be the name of my video. Watch for that. I'm posting that this week, and where I'm going to explain more my whole process on this. I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to have a whole video a whole video shows my process. I actually videoed my process while I was working on it. But I think I'm going to tell more about this painting in that video. But just to say that this work is an expressive portrait, and yeah, it's called Lockdown, and it has to do with the world state of affairs right now. So thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see what everybody else is doing, and thank you. And thank you for everybody that's in the group. You can see who's in the group, who's involved. We are participants. We have about 8 participants now, and they're linked down below.